leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. He's chasing the deer, the tickle the lips. Play ball, play ball. Load the bases and smack it right over the wall. Play ball.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Laughter Saves Lives. Live here on Strong Island Television. Live at Paradise Studios in beautiful Massapequa, New York, by the Long Island Railroad Chinese Restaurant Pizzeria.
I was going to say, you've always said it was beautiful, and then I'm looking around, not so beautiful.
Decent Massapequa, New York.
Very nice.
All our
very nice
Massapequa
area.
fans, he just lost.
That's all right.
Brought to you by the law firm of Barish and McGarry, lawyers for the 9/11 community. So we're back on, and look who is co-hosting tonight. The good boy, my son, John V, as in Vincent LaRocchia. I am John C, as in John Charles LaRocchia.
Right.
And my father is John LaRocchia with no middle name. That's a whole different discussion we don't want to get into.
Yeah, that's right.
We really don't know what happened with his middle name. He's Catholic. He should have a middle name, right?
Well, he goes by, if you ask him, he'll say Anthony, because
Hey,
that's his confirmation name.
No, he doesn't say
Well,
Anthony.
he'll tell you that.
I didn't hear that.
It'll sub in sometimes.
And my son had a son, and I put in few bucks to get him named John C. LaRocchia II. And my daughter-in-law, Trish, just loves me and listens to everything I say. And my grandson's name is Vincent Frank, no John to be found, even in the middle name.
Well, you're making it sound like he was just born. You said I just had I didn't. He's 5 going on 6.
And he's my best friend.
He's the best boy in the world.
Not the best boy. He's a good boy.
He's a good boy, right?
But he's my best friend.
He's your best friend, right?
Right. I'd rather hang out with him, and everybody would rather have me with him. And
exactly. Well, you guys have the same maturity level, so we appreciate that.
Which is fine with me.
And it's nice because they run around. You get to wear them out like you do kids. And at the end of the night, they're tired. So it works out quite well.
And you know what? Poor Sonny boy over here, man. I never bought him anything. We have the running thing about Met games.
Never once.
He'd go to the Met game. I want a hat. And I go, I'm not paying like $30 for a hat.
Not once.
I want a glove. I'm not paying for it.
Wouldn't buy me food.
No food. I would bring carrots. I brought carrots one game.
Weird sandwiches and.
I brought carrots and something one game when I was on
let me get a hot dog. Let me get it. No, you can't have it. You can't have it.
I would wrap hot dogs and bring them sometimes.
Sure.
And when you steam that and you wrap, it's unbelievable because the roll gets all steamed.
Sure. That's not what we're talking about, though.
But and the tailgate wasn't bad.
Wouldn't buy me anything. And now Vincent asks for anything, he gets it immediately.
He comes home every day. I watch him with something.
Yes, correct.
Something. And it's so much fun. Yesterday, I had them all day. They were off from school. And I said, let me wear this kid out, make him run up and down these hills. And I realized that if I have him run up to the top of the hill, he's not coming straight down. He'll disappear. He'll go, I want to down there, text, and I can't see him. So I had to go up and down the hills with him, and he won yesterday. I was exhausted.
There's a very slim chance that he might be watching right now.
Very slim.
Because mommy said that she would turn it on. His mommy said you'd turn it on.
Yeah.
Right as he was going to bed. So there's a small chance. I highly doubt it.
I doubt it too.
Because my wife usually doesn't want to see
Nobody in my family watches this show.
That's right. So,
my daughter's up in college. She's watching some stupid movie right now.
I mean, today, just to give you a good example of that, I saw him putting all this stuff out, and I said, since when do you have all this stuff? And he said, do you watch the show? And I said, oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah. You're going to get excited about this.
Tell me.
This week, what was it? Yesterday, 22.
Yep.
And at 2:22 in the afternoon, I got a thought that Saturday the 26th was my birthday. Is that like just twos? Go right across the board.
What are you talking about?
At 2:22, I realized 2:26 is my birthday.
Okay, so let's just break down this process here. This is your.
Let's break
this is
down
your,
to-
this is your top. This is what you're leading
No.
the show with. Some funny. He thought of a funny thought. Oh, I'll do 222.
2.
And it says on here. It says,
Right.
I noticed my birthday is. What does that joke even mean?
It means I get to bring in my birthday, and now I can talk about my
but
gift.
This is what I'm telling.
Tell them about my gifts.
No, this is what
how
I'm telling
bad
you.
I am with gifts.
No,
I'm
this,
bad.
No. This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
Is that you
222.
want this show to be funny and
22.
clever,
Right.
and then you come out, you lead. This is your lead. This is your best material.
This
The top of the show. This
No,
is
no.
what you do.
no. This
And
is
this
where
is
my co-host.
brutal.
I set my co-host up, and this is where the co-host usually
Okay.
makes lemonade out of the lemons. and
Okay,
you
here's
failed there.
here's the lemonade.
Go.
Don't ever do this joke again.
222 at 222. My
Yeah, I
birthday.
got
All right.
it. All right. Your birthday's on the 26th.
Okay.
Congratulations.
My therapist quit today.
Quit.
Left the job.
Oh.
Do you
Is
think
it-
it had anything to do with me?
Oh, I was going to say. I thought you were saying after she spoke to you. Finally.
After she spoke to me today was
yeah,
my
that,
last.
that tracks. That tracks.
You think I had anything to do with that?
100%.
Well-
I can tell you right now. There's been a few times that you've talked to me and I've wanted to quit, but I can't.
Quit being my
I
son.
can't. No.
You can do that. No, you can do that.
Okay.
What is it like
Wait,
living?
You're just
What?
barreling through topics right now.
I'm very ADD.
This is very smooth.
Well, do you want to continue?
No,
on
it's fine. No, please keep going.
I am going to Kent, Ohio, to teach a class. Looking forward to teaching the brothers in the Kent Fire Department.
Sure.
Hey, Tina Dowdy, how are you?
Hi, Tina.
So I'm looking. That's Diana Cardona's sister. So I'm
Hi,
looking
Diana
forward to
Cardona's
that.
Sister.
Haven't been traveling as much.
Why?
Because I want to stay home more with the family.
Why? What's going on? Is there some reason you shouldn't be traveling?
No. The last
Oh,
year and a half.
No, there's nothing going on.
Oh, is that why I haven't gotten a lot of classes?
Maybe.
I was wondering.
I don't know.
COVID. Oh shoot. So that's that. So what is it? Here's my next point. Because this section of the show, we talk about issues that are important, but not the most 40 important issues you should be speaking about.
I would venture to guess that this isn't the top 400.
I would guess you're right.
And okay, keep going.
You know, I'm getting old and doing old man things.
That's for
Okay.
sure.
This is exciting to me now. I buy this shaped bottle of water. I
Uh-huh.
drink a little bit. Now, I think it's genius. I lay it in the freezer on an angle, and then I freeze it, and then I take it out and I put a little more water in it, and I drink that for a few hours. It stays very cold. Does
No, you know what?
anybody ever done that?
No, but I will tell you that is very smart, and you don't do many smart things. So that was very good. It was very. I mean, you like cold water. There's nothing wrong with that. But let me just
Big ice cube in there.
Okay, let me go back for 1 second.
Yes.
Again.
You looking at my topics?
No. What I want to know is you know you're on Optimum now. You're trying to make the show more
Big show now.
more viewers. You're getting
Oba Baba
you're getting
today.
you're getting like popular actors to be on this show.
Yep.
And like,
We still have comics like Joe Curry, though. We haven't gotten the big acts yet.
what are you trying to say?
No, I love
Joe's
Joe
amazing.
Curry.
First of all,
cool.
Joe's one of the nicest men
He is.
in comedy.
He's one of the nicest comics
that
on
I've
the
ever,
show
I've ever
tonight.
had the pleasure to meet. So
Okay.
you know what? Don't make fun of Joe Curry. All right.
I love Joe Curry.
Second of all, you're trying to have this, this very professional show, and you're leading off. This is what you lead off with. You're doing these. I mean,
Let me
what's-
tell you,
what-
at
do you
222,
think-
22, at 222.
you think this is clever?
What is talk about my birthday gifts and the problem
Sure.
we have in the family with me
The problem
and my
we
gifts.
have within the family is that he doesn't like any gift he ever gets.
Not any.
No. Any gift. There's not one gift that he's ever gotten that he likes.
And that's all my fault.
Well, you don't appreciate when there's a gesture made.
I can sum it up, and this is not him because he's gotten me some good gifts. I got a mailbox for Christmas.
Your wife asked for a new mailbox.
Does anybody?
We
I
asked
don't
at
need a mailbox.
We asked at Christmas what you guys needed.
A mailbox. And here's the deal: the mailbox can't go on the wooden pole because it's a long one. So now I have to hire a contractor to drill into the concrete to hang. What did you spend? $40 on the mailbox?
I don't know. My wife bought it.
$40.
But-
That's $20 a person.
No,
by the
but
way.
Mom. Oh, sorry, that's loud. That's not professional.
$40 mailbox.
Mom wanted. That's what we said. What would you like? She said, "Give me a mailbox."
And where is the mailbox? It's on the dining room floor.
I'll show you where the mailbox is going to go.
Gotta hire. I don't know if I can get mail delivered. I gotta change my address.
In about 5 seconds.
Let's see what else I
Okay.
got going on
Let's
here.
see. What do you want to talk about? How next week is February 28th?
And my birthday is 2/26. Saturday, we're actually doing a comedy show at the North Merrick Fire Department. And on Sunday, we are going to be playing some kind of games at my house. In fact, I got my first birthday present today that I asked for, a brand new cornhole, beanbag, official set. It's like this big.
And he'll use it for a year. He's like, that's what I'm saying, how he's like a kid, right? Like he'll use it for a year, then he'll leave it out in the rain or something. It'll get ruined, and then you won't have it anymore.
Let me tell you something.
My son does the same thing.
Next year on 3/33.
Oh boy.
Next year.
And here's the crazy thing.
Go quiet, Bobby. There'll be a 3/33.
He thinks there's a 33rd in the month of March.
Only
I 100% believe it.
Because they make up for February. They throw a few extra days a March, don't they? What is it like to live right down the block from your father? Well, why don't we call your wife and ask her? What would she say?
Wouldn't.
If she was here and you said to her, what is it like living down the block from my dad?
She's first of all very appreciative of all you do for us. She is, and you wonderful with
got me the mailbox.
Wonderful with our kids. It's everyone jokes around. It's like everybody loves Raymond thing. It's not really. You guys are always very respectful.
Very.
You call.
Yes.
For the most part.
I usually call from the front stoop.
But that's true.
I come over? Yeah.
I think the thing that we need to work on is,
yep.
My son. We built a playroom in our basement for my son, and a lot of times he'll be walking by and he'll just knock on the window
and he'll come on the thing
and he'll get all excited, but then the dog goes crazy, or and we don't know why. What's going on? And it's because he
throw up the flyers, Bob. Throw up the flyers.
Throw them up.
March 4th. One soldier, one dog, one team. They get dogs with veterans with post-traumatic. Great organization. 3/18. We're at the Sayville Fire Department. Regular firehouse show. 3/18, we're in Sayville Fire Department. 4/23, I think is the next one. Freeport Yacht Club. I'm going to bring my yacht to that show. 4:30 is the Green Lawn Fire Department. And then 5/5 is our big show at the Fire Museum in New York City. Let's go to break, and we'll be back with Carlos Rodriguez.
Hold
9/11 didn't end on 9/11. 500,000 people were exposed to the World Trade Center toxins and are still at risk today. 68 cancers have been linked, including skin cancers, prostate cancer, breast cancer, blood cancers, and many respiratory illnesses. Fortunately, all victims qualify for free health care, and more than $10 billion is available from the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a paralegal just 2 blocks from Ground Zero. I had skin cancer and lymphoma.
I worked at Goldman Sachs. I had kidney cancer and respiratory illnesses.
I was a downtown teacher. I had breast cancer. I qualify.
I qualify.
I qualify.
If you were downtown anytime on or after 9/11, call Barish and McGarry, the lawyers for the 9/11 community. Call today. No law firm has recovered more money, with over $2 billion awarded to 9/11 victims. If you worked, lived, or went to school in the exposure zone on or after 9/11, call Barish and McGarry today.
My father worked downtown. He died of bladder cancer.
I ran from Gateway Plaza in a cloud of smoke as the towers fell.
My mother and I qualify.
I qualify.
Barish and McGarry's advocacy for 9/11 victims isn't just professional, it's personal. With offices just steps from Ground Zero, they witnessed the pain of the 9/11 attacks and lobbied Congress to pass and permanently extend the Victim Compensation Fund.
I was a downtown court officer. I had prostate cancer in 2007. I qualify.
We all qualify.
All right, I apologize. 15-second moment of silence. Firefighter Jesse Gerhardt, FDNY, was laid to rest today. Passed away the other day, a day after a large fire they fought. Line of duty death. Firefighter Jesse Gerhardt. Out to the family. Just a quick moment of silence. Okay, so back for the second time. What a brave man.
Well, first of all, I don't
yeah.
mean to cut you off. I don't mean to.
That's right. I'm used to it.
But you know, you said a different guest before. There was clearly a mistake there. So now, why don't you properly introduce?
This is why you're here.
Why don't you properly introduce the man that you actually are calling in?
Yes, very good. You are correct.
You know.
So our next guest, he portrays Daniel Harrelson, portraying Daniel Harrelson, Pops, the father of Hondo Sherman, who is played by Sherman Moore.
Shamar.
I'm sorry, Shamar. I practiced Oba's name. I didn't practice Shamar's. A nice warm welcome back for the second time from Queens, New York. Out in California now, Oba Babatunde.
What's up, guys?
I want to put every week. I love saying that name. I'm going to change my name to Johnny Babatunde.
No, you got to put a C in there. You got to put a C in there.
Don't do it. Yes. How are you, my brother? So nice to have you back again.
Oh, I'm thrilled, man. Listen, I was watching the show. You guys are brilliant. You know what I mean? You said, you know, I'm a brave guy for coming back. But I'm telling you, you guys are just magnificent. You're really magical. And the two of you together, man, I'm telling you, I got a pain in my side from laughing so much. I want to see the mailbox.
I'm going to send you a picture of this mailbox.
It's not that special, unfortunately.
Nobody thought this out, but nobody thought this out.
Yeah, well, you understand.
Hey, Tracy.
You know, like with Christmas gifts, you know, especially when you're in a couple, you don't have much say in it. So I asked my mother, she wanted a mailbox. All right, we get her a mailbox. And that's part of it. It's his gift too. What do you want me to do?
Here, I'll give you one quick example before you. One year, my daughter said, I got to get my boyfriend a gift. She had no money. I paid $450 for, what was it, a violin or what was it called?
Ukulele.
A ukulele. $450. You know what she bought me? She bought me a phone case, right? A Yankee phone case. I'm a Met fan. And it didn't fit my phone. I think you can fit. That's the kind of gift I get. Omar, nice to have you back, Omar.
It's great to be back. Listen, Johnny said you don't appreciate any gifts. He says you never appreciate any gifts. What happened?
Nothing.
You know what? I'm bad. I am bad. I admit it. But you know what I got for Christmas this year from my daughter, and I really loved it. She bought me 3 Spalding bouncing balls.
Look there, buddy. You're looking down here.
Oh, that's right. She bought me 3 bouncy, Spaldings, like when I was a kid playing stickball.
Yeah.
Awesome gift. That's a home run. That's a
home run. That's a home run.
Listen,
I got you.
Listen, but you know, wonderful man. Does a lot for my family. Horrible with gifts. That's just how it is. You know, everybody has their thing that they're terrible at. That's it. He doesn't appreciate gifts. What do you want me to do?
For Christmas, my wife bought me one of those 18 games in one thing. You know, where you get a volleyball and they all just suck. They're all like $3. Volleyball net. Anyway.
But instead of saying thank you, he'll be like, you know, these are all crappy. They're all gonna
I love the part where he says, well, you know, Dad, you know, you're respectful for the most of the part. You call. He goes, yeah, I usually call from the stoop.
Yeah,
I do.
He's not exaggerating. It's not even a.
Hey, can I come over? Yeah, bang.
Yeah.
You were on the last time. We spoke about you for weeks. What a gentleman you are. What a down to earth person, you know. And we reached out to you and we said, listen. We can use a little help with the board of directors, getting some little people would pop on the board. I wonder if Oba would consider that. And without hesitation, you said you would. So tonight we would like to ask you if you would love to be on the board of directors of Laughter Saves Lives Foundation.
It would be sincerely, and I mean this from my heart, it would be my honor. And I'm thrilled that you guys thought enough of me to be even consider me to be on the board. So the answer is a resounding yes. If you'll have me, I'm there, my man.
Oh, you are awesome. And we won't ask you to do much. You know, we know you're out in Hollywood there. We won't ask you to do much, but we'll ask you to do stuff.
Listen, what I can do, I'm happy to do. Because, sincerely, it's like, what you guys bring. For me, maybe it's because I'm from Queens, but, and it seems like, the old neighborhood. But there's such a rich genuineness in what you present, and it's what we need. It's what we need, man. And even in watching, the show before I came on, I'm sitting here and I'm laughing, and it's true about laughter saves lives, and it's doing that for me. So they say that if you've affected change in one person's life along your way, that your living has not been in vain. And I can tell you, that when you close your eyes or in the quiet moments of your life, both of you and all the people that are associated with the show, you can say and know for a fact that your living has not been in vain. That's today, that's right now, because you've affected change in this guy's life, just in the way that you've communicated and the way that you present yourselves, and it's from the heart and it's genuine and it's honest. So I thank you.
That's very kind.
That means a lot to me. That really means a lot to me.
And I could tell you, obviously, I bust his chops regularly, but there's a lot he does for a lot of people, and it's wonderful to hear somebody say such nice things about my dad. So I very much appreciate that from a son's perspective. And, I'm really happy that you'll be on board with him now at the board of directors. You guys are going to do a lot of amazing things, I can imagine.
Yes, we're doing a lot of good work. Thank you.
Before you go on, let me just tell you one more compliment.
Yes.
And this is, Johnny, I'm just getting a chance to meet you for the first time. And I can tell you just, when I was watching earlier, and a pretty good, I've got a pretty good barometer and a judge of character and who people are, right? And your son, the highest compliment that I can pay you is your son is a representation of good parenting. And I know that your son, John, will be the same way because of you, because you came from your dad. So
yeah, my wife did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, you're absolutely right.
Yes,
I feel that way. I feel very, very lucky that, this was my male role model. And I'm hoping, exactly what you say, to be able to do the same for my son. And I'm also really blessed that my son has him too. So I think we're creating a nice, continuing the nice line of LaRocchia men.
And to give my son and my daughter-in-law a compliment, who moves up the block from your in-laws?
That's right. That's right.
That's a compliment for your daughter-in-law more than it is for me.
Let's talk a little bit about SWAT.
Yeah.
Your next episode you're on is Sunday, March 6th, correct?
I think that's what they've said. They told me that, that's when it's going to air. It's going to really be a powerful episode. They don't let us talk too much about what it is because they want the audience to be surprised. But I can tell you, we've got a great relationship with Shamar and I. He calls me Pops since, from his heart now, because we've been working together so much. And his dad transitioned, and so there's something there that so hopefully I'm filling some sort of void, and I hope to continue to do that. But this episode, man, it's so well written, and it really takes some twists and turns that people may not expect, particularly from Pops, because Pops is getting involved in a way. Whenever Pops shows up, you never know what you're going to get. But in this episode, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you right now, don't miss this one. This one's going to be a really powerful one.
Well,
awesome.
my wife and I are big fans. We watch it every. She was excited that you were going to be on tonight. She was
yes,
also
give her my love.
She was also excited that I was leaving the house for 2 hours.
So wait a minute, what happened with the therapist after your conversation? She split.
Listen, I'm going to tell you, if you sat with me for an hour, you may quit too.
Yeah.
I'm going to be calling you now. I got no therapist.
You're talking to him 10 minutes at a time here on the show. Imagine, extrapolate that
a couple
times. It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
You know what? Tell me if you guys agree with this. Therapists are very interesting because they don't give answers. They just ask questions. Like say, who? Like an owl, right? Who?
I actually had Emily on this show, my therapist. How brave was that, right?
That is brave.
I had her on the show. But I say I talk a lot, and I do, and I love talking to people that I don't know.
Yeah, same. I
don't need anything from them. They don't need anything from me. Just to meet somebody new, it's awesome. But my daughter used to wake up every morning, and I used to get her ready for school. This is the one that's in college now. And I'm a lot in the morning. I'm a talker. I'm out of bed and I'm talking. And she's just the opposite. And here was her favorite expression to me in the morning. She'd look at me and she'd go, Dad?
Yeah, we still try to do that, but it doesn't work. Hold on, I got a question for you, man.
Go for it.
Yeah, bro.
So just give me a second here. SWAT, Chicago Med, Little Fires Everywhere, Ballers, Detroiters, The Good Fight, I'm Dying Up Here, Madam Secretary, Kingdom, Private Practice, Criminal Minds, Grey's Anatomy, the list goes on and on. I guess my question is there a TV show you haven't been on?
You know, it's a lot easier to talk about what I haven't done than what I have done, because like you said, I mean, the list, it's a 49.5-year career, and that doesn't doesn't include the no paying, low paying. That's earning a living at it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you know what? I always say that, you know, I'm not interested in the pearl. I'm interested in the string of pearls, because that's what a career is. A career is how, when you put all of those things together, how did you affect change? How did you be able to tell something? I mean, I've been blessed, man, to be involved with some really powerful pieces and work with some great people. You know what I mean? But the deal is that it's not work. It's my passion. You know what I mean? And so, you know, I've been blessed enough to find something that I love to do, and I work hard at it. And, you know, I only play, though, as you'll look at each one of those credits, I only play what I call fully realized human beings.
Right.
I don't play any caricatures, because I have a feeling that the people that are watching, they get an opportunity to see somebody. They're looking for something inside themselves that rings true. And so a lot of times that's what I'm going at this to do, is to represent somebody that John, that you may not have met, but should you meet them, you will have a particular feeling about who they were. And I can only do that. See, I represent you guys. I represent, you know, people in general. And that means they have feelings, they have emotions, and all the different characters that I've gotten a chance to portray. You know, I really delve into those. What's the backstory? Who really is that person? It's not just, you know, like I have a saying that says your do is not necessarily your who.
Right.
Your do is not necessarily who you are. Your do affects change in your life, but your who is how you affect change in someone else's life. You know what I mean? And that's what I portray in every single character that I've ever done or will do. That's my commitment to myself, to my family, and to you guys, and to the general populace, that I will always play a fully realized human being, whether it's a good guy, a bad guy, or somebody in between. But he's going to be somebody that is real.
What type of character? You don't have to answer this whole question, but wouldn't you play? What kind of character are you looking to play? And is there a show that's on TV that you go, man, I'd love to get on that show?
You know what? Great question. Deserves a great answer. In the order of the three, number one, the character I wouldn't play has nothing to do with a character that because it's like there are all kinds of people in the world, right? But my interest has never been if the character that's the worst person is being glorified. I'm not interested in doing that guy, okay? Because that's what's being glorified. Now, it doesn't mean that if that guy is not being glorified, that I won't play that, because I'm representing who that person is. But I still also look for why that person made that choice. Why is that person like that? What's behind those decisions that are jacked up decisions? Okay, in terms of, that's the first part of the question. The second part of, you know, what I would like to portray, well, they're all, it's the thing is open. It's like I've played so many guys. There's not like, well, you know what? I haven't yet played it. You name a guy, I probably portrayed that guy, because it's a 49.5-year career, right? That's almost a half a century of doing this, right? And the other thing is about on a show on TV, well, I don't look at television like that to say, man, you know what? I wish I was on that show. When they call me, I show up, I do my gig, and I try to represent the best I can, no matter what the show is. I don't sit around and say, you know what, I really hope I could get on this show or get on that show. Because here's what I tell, like people always say, oh, but what do you recommend, for somebody who's, wanting to get into business? And I say, listen, remember this. Your gifts and your talents, you came with those. To the degree that you develop them is how you can help market them. But they can't take from you what they did not give to you. And that keeps one humble, but also it keeps you from, me anyway, falling into traps of, hey man, if you do this, then you can have that. Well, miss me with that. Miss me with that. I want to play fully realized human beings. I have studied this craft. Hopefully, I've been able to do it well enough for people to be able to want to continue to watch. I'd rather be respected in the industry as someone who is also a real human being off the camera. I get a chance, I think, to work so much because I show up to the set. I don't come to get, I come to give. My mother told me one time, she said, there are two things you cannot do with a closed hand and a closed heart. You cannot give, nor can you receive. So open your hand and open your heart and watch what happens.
That's great.
Oh, but before you go, can you hang out 1 second? Are we just going to take a quick break and we'll be right back?
Okay, bro.
All right. Let's go to break and we'll be right back with Oba.
Hi, I'm Gretchen Rossi.
And I'm Arthur Lee, the creator of Lifevac.
We're here today to announce that to date, Lifevac has saved hundreds of lives of people who almost died due to choking.
People may not realize that on average, 14 people a day die from choking-related incidents. Every 5 days, one of those lives is a child. That's why I created Lifevac.
And as a new mom, and from housewife to housewife, I felt compelled to share with you the discovery of this life-saving device.
Lifevac is a simple-to-use airway clearance device. Just place, push, and pull to save a life.
And it costs less than it would take to fill up your car with a tank of gas. Imagine being able to save a life for less than $70.
To learn more, please visit lifevac.net.
That's LIFEVAC.net.
Please don't allow one of your loved ones to become the victim of a choking accident.
And we're
back with Oba. I appreciate you hanging out a little longer with us. Our other guest, Carlos Rodriguez, he's a firefighter. I guess he had to go to a fire.
There you go.
So if you could hang out a few more minutes with it, we'd appreciate it.
Thanks, bro.
I have a question for you, Oba.
Yes.
As someone that's been in the industry as long as you have, who you've obviously worked with, everyone and anyone at this point. Who have you found to be someone that that inspires you that's someone that whether it was before you're acting or even now as you're acting, another actor that you've worked with or that inspires you,
learned from maybe,
or inspires him, in his craft.
Yeah,
because obviously you really feel really strongly about your craft. So who kind of
what? Another great question. I've worked with guys like Tom Hanks. I work with guys like Jason Robards. I work with guys like Anthony Hopkins. When you get a chance to be with guys like this, Mr. James Earl Jones taught me some lessons that he probably doesn't even know he taught me, because just watching and observing the way they conduct themselves on a set, I've learned so much about that. I had an opportunity to co-star in a world tour with a woman named Liza Minnelli that changed my life in 1978. You know what I mean? She gave me an opportunity to co-star in a world tour with her when not too many people even knew who my name was. And even while I was on the tour, they called me all kinds of things like "Oh, Barbie Tuna," and then, And
what were you doing on that tour?
Say it again?
What were you doing on that tour?
Oh, I was singing and dancing. Yeah, I was singing and dancing.
See, here's something you guys might not know. Talk about legendary and Broadway and putting them together. This man starred in Dreamgirls. Dreamgirls on Broadway.
Wow.
Hey, Butch,
so
Has there been any comments about any questions for Oba? Any comments that you want to mention while you're on?
No questions, but Ann Rothney has said great message, Oba, to what he just said before. There's a young lady on, her name is Olivia LaRocchia, who's watching tonight, sending love from me and Paulie. I think that may be a first that I've seen Luke make a comment.
My daughter at college is watching my show, Oba.
That's pretty good.
That is unbelievable. Something's going on. She must need some money. So,
Oba. So you obviously have this experience on stage and obviously screen. Do you? I know I'm sure this is a very common question, but do you prefer the live interaction or do you prefer the camera at this point?
You know what? When I was doing theater, I would always say, man, it's theater because of the live interaction. Then I started doing television and then film. Well, here's the deal. I have a healthy respect for each one of the disciplines because they're each separate unto themselves. The thing about theater is that while it's great and it's live, it lives and dies in the hearts and the minds of those who get a chance to see it. Okay. In television, you can reach a broader audience like that because it's around. But film is forever because it lasts. So each has its own healthy respect in my heart. And I love each one of them. You know what I mean? But, I was very close with a man named Sammy Davis Jr., who was my entertainment.
I've heard of him.
You heard that guy?
Yeah. I think
the last time I was on, I think I said, look, I understand the way that Oba does me is a marvelous thing. And if I may, I used to do a little something, I don't get around much since the passing, but I would do a little something like this. Why can't I fall in love? So that's my man, Sammy.
Can make the sun rise. He did write that too, right? Didn't he? Spring.
The Candyman can.
Yeah. Good song.
Wow. But again, I learned a great deal from him. I met him. We were doing the world tour at the same time that I was doing with Liza. So we proceeded to follow each other into different venues around the world for a year and a half. So I got a chance to spend a lot of time with him from 1978. And I'll just tell you what I said to him. I was at Harrods, Lake Tahoe, when I first met him. And he came because he was going to open the next night. And he came to see the show. And he knocked on the door afterwards and said, looked at me and said, you, my man, are a bitch on wheels, And I thanked him. And but he paid me a lot of nice compliments. And I said to him, sir, I want to thank you for coming in through the kitchen so I could come in through the front door.
Right.
And his eye welled up and the tear ran down his face. And he said, thank you for that. And I said, I'm sure you hear it a lot. He says, I could never hear it enough.
Yeah.
And, to what, John, you were saying about your dad, you got to know the same thing, man. The same things that like he's doing, that he did behind the scenes where nobody even knew about is the same thing that you do. And so I pass that compliment on to you as well, man. Thank you for doing what you do because so many people are benefiting that may get a chance to tell you, that may never have an opportunity to meet you to tell you or to thank you. So I know we're supposed to be laughing, and I get a little emotional about these things, but sometimes you need to hear it. You need to hear it.
You know what?
I love when people talk about me.
Well, that's true.
Me is my favorite topic.
Honestly, I got to tell you, my dad couldn't rave enough about you the last time you were on, and I, now getting a chance myself to speak with you, I have to say, your positivity and your outlook on life is just so amazing and
infectious.
And it's like, nowadays it just feels like the default is negative all the time. And it's nice. It's nice to talk to somebody that brings out positive vibes. And it really, it uplifts you and it helps. You don't realize the kind of impact you're making on somebody you're just talking to, just to have a conversation. So it really is wonderful. And, keep doing your thing. I mean, just a beautiful, amazing career.
I just got a compliment on here from our comic who's following you, Joe Curry. He said, what a beautiful, talented man. And Joe, I want to thank you for that compliment.
No.
That was very nice. Sure.
No. Oh, all right. Yeah, I'm 100% positive it was over.
We'll see when Joe
No,
comes
it was
up.
over. It was over.
Thank you for hanging out a little longer.
Yeah,
yes, indeed, brother.
I'm going to ask you one last question, and it's a simple, silly question, but I thought about it. John was doing some research here, and he said you were on The Bold and the Beautiful, what do you call them? Soap opera for a while.
Yes, I was on Bold and the Beautiful. I won an Emmy for that, and yep. And
How do you? They're doing shows every day, right? Or they do 2 in one day? Do they do them every day?
Yes. No. Yeah, they do it every day. I was on for about a year and a half, and it was a great character, and I had a great time. The character still lives on the show. That's the thing about soap operas, is that once you're on the soap opera, man, you can come back at any time.
Right.
So Julius Avant might show up at any time.
I hope so. If they're lucky.
If that's right.
If they're lucky. We're gonna say goodbye to you now. Is there anything else you want to plug? We got SWAT coming on. I think that the next show that you're on is Sunday, March 6th.
Yes. Listen.
Anything else you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm on the board, guys. So I need you guys to step up, and I need you to help, because now I'm involved with these guys. So I need anybody that's watching or that's in the sound of our voice to know that Oba Babatunde is a part of this, and I mean it from my heart. This is something that you want and need to be a participant in. Thank you guys for inviting me. My love to both of your families, and I hope to see you again soon.
Thank you, Oba.
Thank you, Oba. It was always a pleasure. We'll see you soon.
Pleasure meeting you.
Oba Babatunde!
There he goes.
I told you. Did I tell you this guy is awesome?
The greatest.
Awesome. All right, so let's.
Can we invite him to family gatherings?
I think that we can do that at this point.
I know he's in California, but I'm willing to pay to fly him out.
He's got to bring dessert. He's got to bring dessert if he comes.
Fair.
But yeah, we can invite him. Let's bring out our comic. Joe Curry has been watching the whole show.
Hey, how's it going?
Joe, thank you for the compliment. That was beautiful, Joe.
Again.
What an extraordinary person he is. What great stories. What a fabulous career. And just a sweet human being. It's funny. Like, I go on a lot of shows, and you sit, you just sit in the waiting room and stuff, and they're all enjoyable. And you guys are doing a great job. And it was just a thoroughly enjoyable interview with him. Really, really, really great.
Well, Joey, you were a very experienced podcaster, TV guy, whatever you want to call the stuff that you do. So coming from you, that's a compliment, because you've been doing this for a long time.
Yeah. We've been doing Davin's Den, our podcast. We've been doing it for 11 years going on. I think it's going to be 12 years soon. But yeah, we've been doing it for a while. We did it as a regular podcast. Then we were on terrestrial radio for a little bit, off as a podcast again, then back on terrestrial radio. And then COVID hit. And I used to go up to Orange County, and we used to do the show as a podcast. But it's kind of a blessing in disguise, because now we do it live every Tuesday. We Zoom it in from my fabulous studio behind me. But it's very good, and I love doing it. Thank you so much for having me on.
Sure. Where can I get that green screen, man, with cheap furniture?
This is all IKEA stuff behind me, except for the computer desk, which I painted. But it's all.
Joe, don't worry. You can always borrow his man with broken furniture.
Yes.
You ever been down in his office? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's terrible.
I finally got for our show. I finally got a background. I couldn't get the background on here, but it's amazing. I gotta ask you a couple of questions. Number one, you mentioned Olivia is in college. Olivia's your youngest, right?
Yeah.
Correct. Do you feel old?
John, guys, I don't know where the time goes. This sweet little thing that could barely talk. I can't believe he's in college,
Yeah.
And
not only is she in college, she's in her senior year in an environmental science major.
She's going to save the planet, Joe.
She's getting her master's next year, and she's so dedicated to it. We need more people that are dedicated to environmental science, and she's gonna be the one leading the way to save the planet.
She's my favorite, Joe.
Yes, for sure. What?
Yeah. But I was right. You do the great. You got a great family, a great loving family, great kids. You know, you've always been gracious to me, and you know, it's a tribute to. And plus, I love your dad to death. Your dad, what a sweet man he is.
Giovanni.
Who does it?
Giovanni.
Olivia says hello. Look, she's saying hello, Joe.
She's saying
She
hello.
sent
Hi, Olivia. Now I got a question. I got a question for you. So happy birthday! Happy birthday!
Thank you.
Now I understand you got a mailbox for your birthday.
No, I probably will get another one for my birthday.
For Christmas,
Christmas, I got a mailbox, Joe.
I gotta tell you a story. I had a mailbox. I bought this nice barn style mailbox, matched my old house and stuff like that. And some kids stole it.
Oh.
And not only did they steal it, they made a mailbox out of like a McDonald's cup, and then wrote some profanity that was geared towards me. I don't know what I did, but it was not very nice slogans about me that were written on there.
Yeah.
And I went out and I bought another mailbox, and the mailbox was there for probably about 2 years, and they stole it.
Again?
And put the old mailbox back.
Wow. I got to tell you, that's the long game. They played the long game, and that's impressive.
I don't, and I'm like, why are they playing mind game? Like when I was a kid, I just blew the thing up with an M80 and let it be. I don't need therapy over my mailbox. Why this other one is back and it's here, you know.
Oh, my daughter-in-law is watching too. I'm going to be in big trouble. She picked out this mailbox. She never watches. I am in such trouble now.
No, well, hold on.
Look, you want practical gifts. I like practical gifts too. My girlfriend is always like, "What do you want?" I tell her, "I want this." She goes, "But it's not romantic." I go, "I don't want romantic. I want convenient. I like, you know." But there was one time my ex-wife for Valentine's Day bought me a package of ramen noodles. And I'm like, what is this? It's your Valentine's Day. It's a pack of it's $1.37. I go, let me tell you something. If you got me a card and wrote something very nasty to me, I would have appreciated it more because it would have taken more effort. Yeah.
Wait, I gotta go back to the mailbox thieves for a second. What did you do do you think to tick these guys off, to have them play?
Was it random?
But to have them play the long game of putting the mailbox back, that's impressive. That's amazing.
I don't know. I mean, there were kids next door that used to run across the property and I would say, "Hey, don't run across the property." Yeah. But I wasn't the get off my lawn guy.
Right.
I was not that guy. So for the reason they took, I couldn't figure out who it was, but I got to hand it to them that it was absolutely brilliant.
It was. And that's probably what makes it even crazier is that maybe they just randomly picked you. You know, like maybe you had no contact with them, and they said, "We're going to find a guy. We're going to take his mailbox off. We're going to make him buy a new one, and then years later, we're going to flip it back."
Here's what I think.
That's unreal.
I think maybe they saw you once, maybe in a supermarket, where you lost your temper a little bit, and they go, "Wow, this guy's easy. Let's do the mailbox thing to him."
I think I know those kids, but I don't think it's them.
It's unbelievable.
But it's funny. I got the mailbox, so I replaced that mailbox, and I got another one. And I used to be in the fence business, so I put this mailbox in with about 3 wheelbarrows worth of cement. Okay, and bolted it. Nobody's taken anything. Now I moved out of my old house 5 years. And sometimes I go past the old house, get a little nostalgic. I drive past there. They redid the whole front of the driveway, the whole front. They redid the whole house. And standing there is that post all by itself. Because there ain't anything that's going to get that post out of the ground. And I laugh every time because I know how much cement went in it. Nobody. They're going to have to get a backhoe or dynamite or something like that to get that out.
That's hysterical.
Oh, my God.
That's hysterical.
Oh my God!
What else is going on, brother?
Yeah,
we got 5 minutes.
I got my band Fragile Sky, and we're working on a new lead singer. You go to fragileskymusic.com, and check us out. We just put out a project called Spellcaster last year. We have all the songs on there. So we're waiting. We're just waiting. We worked in a new lead singer, and we're just waiting for the clubs to open back up. I mean, they're starting, and we should be playing out probably towards the summer.
Can you play any kind of music, Joe?
Like what? Well, we play rock music. Yeah.
I got to tell you, that was probably the dumbest question.
Yeah, I guess so. I'm thinking of doing a typical old Tonight Show with a monologue on the stage out front with a band, and actually doing some of Johnny Carson's old monologues right up front.
That's wild.
And I want to have
That's wild.
No, I'm not going to.
Oh, you're not going to do the impression.
No.
So wait, let me I just want to get this straight. You're going to word for word do Johnny Carson's monologue and broadcast it?
Well, you're not allowed to do that if I say it's Johnny Carson's jokes. I'm not stealing. I'm saying it's Johnny Carson's jokes.
Feels like it's a liability issue.
I think so, JB. I think it's definitely a liability.
Yeah.
Why? I'm paying him money.
We might need a lawyer.
I don't know.
I'm doing it.
I don't think you can do that.
Can't do it? All right.
No, you can't do it. Yeah, just like you can't do the Tonight Show theme at the top either.
Well, let me tell you this. I've been doing Joe Curry's jokes and nobody said anything.
Yeah, probably not laughing either. Like the same response I get. I see they're not working with you doing them either.
Joe, in all seriousness, what kind of music do you guys play?
What that music is, it's kind of like progressive rock, like classic progressive rock. Yeah, no, not that heavy, But yeah, so,
What else you got, Joe? Give us a few more minutes of yucks.
Hey, you don't.
Let's see. All right, well, it's. Say what?
He's got stuff. Go ahead. He's a pro.
I'm on. Da 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 da. See, we got it. No, but I tell you though, I'm cooped up here, in the house, and during the whole pandemic, I've been here like a year and a half. I live alone. It's quiet. There's no noise. I just feed my deer, and I've learned something about me in that year and a half. I hate me. I can't stand me. I called my ex-wife and I told her, I'm giving you another $100 a month because I get it now. I yelled at you ever yell at yourself like out loud? Not to you, like out loud. I mopped the kitchen floor, spent about an hour mopping the kitchen floor. I go outside, I get mud all over the kitchen floor, and I'm like, I just mopped, and I told myself to go to hell. I'm like, go to hell. You can take that from me. I was thinking of getting a pet, trying to live alone. So I go to there's a store called the Puppy Store in Huntington, and I go in there with my girlfriend, and we're looking at puppies. And a woman has got this little puppy, and she's holding it, and she's like, oh, I love this little puppy. It's so sweet. It's September now, and we lost our dog in March, and we thought it was time. They're just like family. Slow down, lady. They're not just, you don't lose your grandmother in March and then go to the grandma's store. Oh, it's dark. See, as the lights went out, it's showtime. You don't lose your grandmother in March and go to the grandma's store in September and get another one. You don't walk into all with a pen, how she's adorable. How old is she? Oh, 888 months. I'll take her. So let's do this. I got you believe I have the clapper? I'm like a 98-year-old woman. Speaking about Nana, I'm like the clapper. Let's see if the clapper works. Come on.
They
Come
still
on.
sell the clapper? Oh,
we got 30 seconds, Joe. 30 seconds.
There we go.
Hey. Well, Butch just appears out of nowhere.
He does. He's like a ninja.
What is
I
that?
do.
Yeah.
I do. I have the magic button. I just want to let everybody know next week we have a great repeat guest again. Burt Ward, Robin from Batman, will be coming on next week. And the week after that, we have, oh my goodness, I'm blanking. We have... Sure, yeah, that's the dog. Sherwood Schwartz's son, Lloyd Schwartz. Lloyd Schwartz, the creator of the Brady Bunch, and Gilligan's Island will be on. So we've got a couple of really, really good weeks, of course, in addition to our first responders that we have coming on.
Yes, Joe, are you interested in playing Batman, Robin, or Batman at all? Or? No?
Yes.
All right, I think we got to get going.
We do.
Joe, thank you so much. Always a pleasure, buddy.
Great seeing you, buddy.
Thank you.
I'll be emailing tomorrow. I got a gig for you. See if you're available. Thank you to my co-host, the good boy, John V. LaRocchia. Yes. Thank you to Oba Babatunde.
Board member Oba Babatunde.
Oba Babatunde and Butch for putting it all together. We will see you next week. We'll see you next week. We're going to go to the diner. My son's treating. What? Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody. Thank you for having me. Take care.
Love you, Joe.
Good night.
Love you.
I love you guys too. Great job.
Old leather gloves, we're slapping in hands. Popcorn and peanuts, we're working the stands. Pink cotton candy, love on a stick. Who's chasing the beer that circle the lips? Play ball, play ball. Load up the bases and smack it right over the wall.
Play ball.